Hello and welcome to another Outside Inside Star Citizen. If you haven't watched this before, this is basically where I rip CAG a new one. I'm kidding, but like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, I really want to be happy about most of the things. I was really happy that when I saw the refueling thing, because that's a new gameplay loop. And then when I saw it in action, I was like, nah, dude, nah, this ain't good. But, yeah, like, guys, like, really, I love this game. And I'm really passionate about this game. I really want a game like this to be a real thing that we can grab, that we can fly and do shit in. But I don't know, like every ISC, every Star Citizen Live, as time passes by, I keep on realizing that like they are doing some stuff, they're experimenting and not like doing what we actually need. So I'm just gonna stop talking and I'm gonna play the intro for you because there's no point in me talking right now. Yeah, let's talk about it after the intro.
Hello, my name is Grumpy.
The experience we're trying to build with Refueling is a bit of an interconnectedness between the players.
It's the first player-to-player trade that we will offer in the game.
The first player-to-player trade? I mean, you already have Star Hangar. Okay, that's for real money, but like in the game, you already have people that are selling their like subscriber flares to other people for AUAC. They just drop them because it's a thing now. You can do it now, and it's awesome. Some people are also like transferring like guns and all of that stuff. So, okay, I mean, yeah, this is a really good step in a right direction. But let's see what they have right now.
Refueling is another support career that we think is very important for Star Citizen. Until now, ships were pretty much able to get fuel out of the thin air, and that was not the goal for all ships. That was supposed to be something very specific to certain ships that have that functionality. Right now, all of the ships that, let's say, are basic fighter ship, they're not going to have that functionality. They will have to rely on someone bringing fuel to them.
Excuse me, but is that actually the case? Because like every time I do like 4 or 5 Earths with a light fighter, such as a Arrow, or maybe even in a Hornet, I tend to lose fuel. Even more, it is even more prominent now that we're doing like atmospheric bounties. And people keep on telling me that we actually like scoop fuel from nowhere, from thin air or from space. And I know that the MSR should be the best at it, but I didn't notice any fucking differences. Like, is that really the case? Because like, am I just retarded, or am I just like backspacing too much every time or too soon every time that happens, that I never scoop fuel? Because I was flying like this forever a few times without any fuel, and then what? Should I just wait like a couple of hours and I'm gonna have like fuel to come back home? All right.
In our first iteration of refueling right now, we sadly don't have the quantum beacon set up yet. So if you run out of fuel, you ask for someone in chat who owns a Starfarer to come by and refuel you.
Quantum beacons were always a stupid idea. This idea is even more stupid. So let me tell you why the quantum beacon idea is stupid. I'm not sure, like, I'm pretty sure that CAG doesn't play the game. That's basically obvious. Like, most of the developers don't even, or the lead developers that tell them what to do, they probably don't play the game. But some of them do. And did they ever notice a guy that made a medical beacon? Because, like, why would you even make a fucking medical beacon? You're just gonna backspace and, like, collect your armor. Either that, or you're just gonna give up on the armor because you don't really give a fuck. And then, like, when you get the medical beacon, 9 out of 10 times, it's gonna be a guy that's, like, that has a ballista set. Like, it literally happened to us today. We were doing bounties, and there was a guy that needed medical attention and help, and we wanted to help him out. Sometimes, like 1 out of 10 times, it's actually a guy that doesn't want to lose his armor or whatever. And then we got there, or my friend got there, and it was a guy in a ballista. So this thing calling the whole fucking server, like, medical beacons and beacons in general are stupid, but this thing, like, calling the whole fucking server to come to you, or telling the whole fucking server where you are to come to you while you're down, or like in a down state because your ship is basically not working. Like, you might as well just backspace. There is no point in, like, waiting for somebody, because even if there are not any pirates there's probably not gonna be anyone with a Starfarer, because nobody wants to fucking fly a Starfarer. It's a shitty design, but I'm gonna talk about that later. And on top of that, like, people are just gonna come there and kill you, because, like, why not? And once salvage is there, it's just gonna be free stuff, and that's it. Like, this is just not gonna work. Nobody's gonna ask for this. Nobody's gonna ask for refueling, but let's see what they have.
This person with a Starfarer needs to get fuel from any station.
Instead of buying it into the ship's fuel tank, you buy it into the Starfarer's fuel pods, which can be filled either with quantum fuel or hydrogen fuel, depending on whatever is the need on the market.
Did you see how tedious and how fucking slow that was? Oh my god. Like, is anyone actually gonna wait floating around in space for, like, 20 minutes until you get there, doing nothing in the current state of the game? Well, maybe, once a death of a spaceman is in, even though I am completely and entirely, with all my being, I'm against that kind of gameplay. But okay, let's see what more they have prepared for us.
We do this through the current service app that we have updated. So the same way you used to repair and refuel your ships before, now you will have some extra controls that will let you decide what goes inside a fuel tank.
I simply do not understand why do you need to steal a second here and a second there and a minute here and like 10 minutes here and 15 here and half an hour here. What is the point of that, guys? Oh, we're making an immersive experience and you're gonna feel like... I'm not gonna feel fucking accomplished. That's what I'm not gonna feel. CNG always says one thing: we want to make it realistic and then we want to make it fun. Dude, do the fun stuff. Don't do the fucking tedious, slow and boring stuff. Jesus, is anyone gonna do this? Like, have you seen how long it took just for the sliders, and then you have to, like, accept whatever you wanted, or like press OK or whatever, and then it takes a lot of time to, like, just like get the fuel tanks full, and then you gotta go to the location because he doesn't have a quantum beacon, so you gotta find the guy. Like, yeah, okay, you can add him to a party, but if you're not going to do that, and like most people wouldn't even know how to, like the new players would not know how to add people to the party, and at some point I'm pretty sure that you won't be able to add like everybody to the party, and then like you gotta fly to him, find him, land somewhere close to him, or try to maneuver yourself so he that is spinning around can actually attach to your ship. That's just like, this is the, I have no words. Who the fuck is gonna do this? Who's gonna wait for 20 minutes until a guy gets there to refuel them in the current state of the game? Don't get me started on the fucking death of a spaceman.
Once you have purchased the fuel and you want to adjust the price, that the others have to pay for the fuel that you have in your Starfarer now.
Oh my fucking god. Let me just show you how expensive the fuel is in the game currently, and how much of your time and the other guy's time are you gonna waste on getting like such small amounts of money. I just can't. I cannot. I do not possess the ability to can.
At this point, the refueler player has to fly all the way to where the person is stranded, in the middle of nowhere.
I'm not even gonna comment on in the middle of nowhere, but did you see him flying through the rings of death? Let me show you that one more time. That's never gonna happen on like a server tick rate of 4 that we have right now. Do they even play the game?
And the docking operation can begin.
Bear in mind that this guy has hydrogen, but he doesn't have contanium, which will probably never happen in this game, because like with the current quantum travel system, you can't have no contanium. That is simply not a thing. And like, what if he doesn't have any hydrogen? What then? How does he come close to this? Are we gonna do it? Are we gonna dock to him with the most shitty flying ship in the game, the Starfarer? Like that ship. Try it. If you can, just borrow it from somebody and try to try to fly in a straight line and then like try to stop, and you will not be able to. So the only thing that you can do is turn and burn, or just turn the ship around, and then you're gonna stop eventually, maybe at some point, unless you hit something. I don't want to be nitpicking, but like, how is this gonna work? They didn't show us this, because what happens if he doesn't have any hydrogen and he's just gonna be flying like this? Flying. Just like... I don't get it.
Once they have docked with you, they use the same Moby class interface to make a request for fuel. And we're introducing something called an Escrow service that basically takes the money for the transaction and only starts paying it out as the transaction advances. So if for whatever reason you either cancel the transaction or pirates show up and you have to do an emergency undock, there should be no money loss, as fuel is paid for as it is dispensed.
Okay, I'm gonna give this to them. This is pretty good thinking, because you know that people are gonna go out of their way to just like grief, if we can call it grief, and just like undock before the refueling is done, so they don't pay even the smallest fucking amount that you like. Just try to refuel Gladius that has like 1% of fuel left, and you'll see how much this thing is gonna pay. It is not profitable. Why would anybody do this? I have no idea. Unless you make a huge fucking profit margin and then people are not gonna use your services. Why would they, right? So, I don't know.
Once the payment request was received on the Starfarer, you have to open the dedicated fuel pods that hold the dedicated fuel for that transfer and activate the nozzle.
You have to remember that the target ship will only take as much fuel as they have actually paid for. So if if somebody has asked for 500 units of quantum, and you open the nozzle at full throttle, and send 2,000 their way, well, then most of that fuel is just gonna spill into space. You're gonna lose it. And so there's a bit of yes, people want somebody who's very fast and efficient, but don't burn your own fuel.
I broke the microphone. One more pointless mechanic. I mean, I get it. It's immersion. But like, why though? Remember games being fun and you could do stuff fast, and like, this is just overly complicated. If it didn't have all of that stuff before, this could be fine and fun. But with all that stuff before that you needed to do just to get there and start the fucking process, this is just like, why then? Like, why though?
Once the entire fuel was delivered to the dock ship, the attached ship can undock and both parties can go their way. Right now we are still iterating a lot over the UI parts. What we don't want to do is throw all the data directly in your face. It should all be readable and accessible for all the players.
I don't want to throw a lot of data in your face, but I want to thank my patrons for supporting the channel. I also want you guys to subscribe, and I want you guys to like and share the video, and I want you to hit the bell button. Also, I would love if you could comment on the comment section down below, and yeah, I don't know, something else. Just something random. Just do something random. Just do a jig, I guess.
As we keep delving further and further into other solar systems, we do not want to create this gamey thing where there's always fuel for everything. There's always everything you need.
You might end up in systems where there is nothing. There is no civilization at all. There are no stations. There are not even people.
Excuse me, what other systems? You're currently working on server meshing so we can get more systems. Then you're gonna do Pyro. Maybe at the same time. But then you're gonna do Nyx. And then you're gonna do Soul. And that is basically like, what are we talking about? All of the 100 systems? Are we talking about that? All the undiscovered systems never seen by man. And dude, like, I feel really silly even listening to this, because this like insults my fucking intelligence. And then like I feel even stupider for fucking having to comment on this. Like, I actually didn't want to make this episode because this is so stupid. This is so dumb.
There needs to be that scarcity of resources, and if you want to get a major endeavor going, you have to think of all the logistics of it, and fuel is one big part of that.
I mean, maybe, yeah, but like, knowing you guys are gonna make an oxygen refilling ship, like a ship that's only gonna refill oxygen on other ships, and you're gonna sell it for like $200, and like at some point, probably. But like, dude, like, this is just... Why didn't you wait for at least one more system for this? Why is salvage not the priority, but this is? I can tell you why, because they already have ship-to-ship docking. Even though it is not finished, it is janky as fuck, and like, I can talk about like that Gladius trying to connect to the Starfarer and both of them exploding, because it's probably going to happen. But in the end, why the fuck are you doing it now before server meshing? There is no reason. You could have done this for server meshing, just postponed it and done salvage that you delayed for let me see, oh yeah, 10 years, because you announced it back in 2012, and you delayed it 8 times that I know of, and like took it off the fucking progress tracker and the roadmap and brought it back in and then took it off and blah blah blah. Like, why now? Is there a point in having this system now? Okay, this is future proofing. Okay, fair enough, but does it need to be like this? Or is it gonna be a tier 0 implementation again, like the inventory system that we have right now? And are you gonna change it again in like a couple of years? We never know. Because fluid development, and we will not know, because we will not be able to see the fucking roadmap, or whatever it's called, the release view. We can maybe see it on the progress tracker if it's not unannounced, as like a bunch of shit is on the progress tracker. So yeah, like, we are in the dark. Fun.
Refueling is the next major milestone for life in the persistent universe, and is making its long-awaited debut in Star Citizen's upcoming Alpha 3.17 release as we continue our journey towards Pyro throughout this year. And up next, a new way to traverse the surface of any planet or moon. Let's find out more about the recently revealed hover quad from Consolidated Outland. Yeah, they can't buzz me now because everybody already knows.
The hover quad is... what do I want to say?
It is an all-terrain vehicle.
I've forgotten the word I want to use. Exactly what it sounds like.
Hovers.
All right, at this point they are just trolling us, and yeah, okay. I'm not gonna talk about this hover bike, because you know how hover mechanics work currently in the current state of the game, after they have been redone 3 times now. So I'm not gonna talk about it at all, because it's gonna be a lengthy video, but you guys already know it. So yeah, thank you for watching, and thank you to all my patrons. I'm gonna do it slowly now. Thank you to my patrons for being awesome, and for sponsoring basically this channel, and funding me and getting new ships and stuff for the channel. So I love you guys. If you want to help out the channel and help out me, you can become a patron. You can click on the link down in the info section of the video, and you can donate some money there. It could be monthly or whatever. I'm gonna start talking, and yeah, like that's it. Like, thank you for watching again, and like, I don't know, guys, like, in retrospect, like, I really don't want to be fucking nitpicky. I'm happy that this happened. I'm happy that we're gonna have this and just like get it off the fucking table so we can do something else, so they can do something else. But I'm reserved, and I can't really say that I'm reserved. I'm fucking unhappy with how it like works. Like, from what I've seen here, I like, you saw the video. So yeah, thank you for watching, and don't forget to bring a towel when you're traveling through space. Yeah. Whatever.